Well, let's go ahead and break down this trade right here. This was a 1 to 1.85 risk reward trade that I took on Tuesday during the New York PM session. I caught this trade. You guys didn't manage to catch this trade. I'm gonna explain how I caught it and how you could have potentially caught it as well. So obviously this managed to make me around $6,000 on multiple accounts, just under $6,000. Let's go ahead and break this trade down. All right, so this is what you call mastery of the 1 minute time frame. All right, so first and foremost, we've got our New York AM session right here. We've got our New York lunch session right here, and our New York PM session right here. All right, so as you know, in the PM session we are simply looking for sweeps of the lunch low and the AM session lows before we look for buys, or the lunch highs and the AM session highs before we look for sells. Cool. So in this scenario, we had the lunch low get swept and we had the AM session low get swept. As soon as we had this sweep, I was simply now looking for displacement to the upside, market structure shift, fair value gap entry. You know how it is. But as you can see, within this area over here, we didn't get any of that. We had little breaker structures over here, but ultimately we had no displacement and we were in an accumulating range. All right, so this is just consolidation right here. So during this consolidation phase, I basically clocked on that this is actually consolidation. We are not going to have any move to the upside until we have manipulation. Tuesday in New York, we had manipulation with this candle right here, which went ahead and took out all the liquidity underneath this zone right here. And then once we took out that zone right there, we are now looking to distribute AMD. Does it make sense? Cool. So accumulation, manipulation, and now I'm looking to distribute. Now, if I'm going to distribute, I'm going to have to break past this demand zone right here. This area right here, I'm going to have to break past it. And in this scenario, I'm already anticipating that the market's going to go ahead and break past it, right? So even if I was looking for an early entry before a market structure shift, a breaker structure, it's still valid. Does it make sense? And I'll show you why, because I'm looking at the 1 minute time frame with very, very detailed intricacy, right? So we had the manipulation right here, and then we started having blue candles printing to the upside, all right? Now we had this small fair value gap right here, which was disrespected. Can you see that we did not actually tap into it and push further down? We actually disrespected it and went straight through it. All right, so that's my first sign that we're gonna go ahead and reverse. All right, number two, once we tapped into this demand zone right here, we should have seen the market go ahead and push downwards further. Does it make sense? We should have seen it go ahead and push further down to potentially take out these lows. We did not do that. We instead pushed past this area. So this in itself is my market structure shift right here. Okay, cool. After we had this market structure shift, we had the market go ahead and retrace into this area right here. And once we entered this area right here, I was simply waiting to see what the market would do. Are we going to dance around this area? Are we going to push down further? And as you can see, as soon as we tapped in, we started pushing to the upside. Does it make sense? Once the market came back down, I manually entered this trade right here at this area right here, stop loss at the low, and I put my target at 1 to 1.85 risk to reward ratio. Now, why did I not take TP at 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio? Cool, look at this. We had external range liquidity right here getting taken out. If you go onto the 15-minute time frame, you can see right here that we in fact have a 15-minute fair value gap right here, which is in fact our internal range liquidity. Drop down to the 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, we can go ahead and refine this even further to this area right here. Okay, so this is an area where we could potentially see the market reverse from. Drop down to the 1-minute time frame. What can we see on the 1-minute time frame? We can see a volume imbalance on the 1-minute time frame from that 5-minute fair value gap. You see this right here? There's a volume imbalance. So this in itself was my TP, because I was anticipating the market to go ahead and reverse from this volume imbalance. Obviously, we did push up further afterwards, but that's not deep. At the end of the day, I took my profits, I made money from this trade, and alhamdulillah, everything worked out. This is what I mean when I say you need to be able to master the 1-minute time frame, because I literally anticipate that, look, at 2:30 we're gonna have the manipulation happen of this accumulation. Manipulation AMD. Manipulation occurred and then pushed to the upside. So that's literally all it is. All right, you can see how I read the 1-minute candles. You can see how, because of the 1-minute candles and how they got printed, I determined that okay, we're gonna have a market structure shift. We're gonna go ahead and have our entry. We are definitely gonna push to the upside, regardless of the fact that there was a fair value gap down here. There was a 15-minute fair value gap down here. But after I saw all of these things play out, I thought, yeah, this is a trade I want to take. All right, master the 1-minute time frame, understand how these candles print, understand time, and you'll be able to take trades like this. Okay, that's all from me. You guys take care.